everyone. I'm your Lord Keeper Trevor. Welcome back to the Lord Keeper Show. Um, I am hosting a first ever. This is my first time doing the D&D experts thing. I did a D&D beginners thing a while back when I first started the channel with my father, and now I'm here with um, Austin. If you want to introduce yourself.
Sure. Hey, folks. My name is Austin Clark. I am a school librarian by trade, I suppose. By hobby, I guess I am a D&D player. Trevor has very kindly asked me on the show as an expert, but just kind of resist that title since I guess I'm only very recently a D&D player slash DM. Though for most of my life my hobbies have been what I would call D&D adjacent. So I've known about D&D mechanics and story and gameplay pretty much since my time in high school, but only very recently have I actually sort of jumped in and started to play and even DM my own campaign.
Yeah, you DM your own campaign. I know that you host the monthly Magic, the Gathering stuff that we do at school.
Hmm.
And 4 years ago now, we did a thing on what is it like? It's on like Spotify right now.
Could be wherever you get your podcasts, Apple,
Yeah.
Spotify, Podbean, Google Podcasts, RIP, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know where that went.
It's gone. It discontinued. I got emails about that for ages. But
Yeah. But basically we did like a quick one episode podcast during like COVID. Um and I got to be a part of that when I was yeah, I was like 13. Now I'm gonna be 17. So
That was
that
a
was
great episode.
essential. Yeah, that was great. I loved that. I think it's called Tina. It, like in all caps screamed.
Yeah, Tina with like the
Mm-hmm.
A.
Yep. Um but
So tune
without
into that, folks, if you're interested.
yes,
It's called
exactly.
REPVPA on Spotify.
Yeah. Did you
You
ever
get
think of going back to that?
I always think about it, but I think one of the as terrible as lockdown was, one of the
Mm-hmm.
things it did give us was time to do something like that. So
Yeah,
now that I'm,
exactly.
that now that we're in person in school, I don't have the time to edit anymore. I mean, you know all about editing, right? Like
Uh-huh.
that's time consuming. I can't do that
Yeah.
during the day during my day job.
Oh, I sit here all the time editing all these hour-long videos.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so speaking of D&D and D and such, um basically this is a one shot that I created for specifically for this. And it's a level 12 one shot. Where there is a kind of new unveiling of like a new chemical. This chemical is meant to like kind of like save people from dying in a sense. It's like this hybrid formula that's supposed to change the world forever. It was made by Dr. Lycan, um, and like this is kind of what he's doing. He's presenting it at like a basically what we call a science convention.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, and so that's kind of where you're going in a sense. But
Hmm.
I wanted, and I always do this with one shots, I want to give you kind of the floor to explain a little bit what your character was doing before they got the invitation to this event.
So were they invited? Is that the
Yes.
is that the is
Hmm.
that the conceit? Okay. All right.
The
All right.
conceit is that they were invited.
They were invited. All right. Do you mind if I twist that a little?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. So, my character is a druid. Um, his name is Dennis. He is about 60 years old. Really skinny, scraggly gray, like ZZ Top beard looking
Okay.
character. And he's a farmer.
Okay.
Um, he's worked the land for his whole life, and he dresses accordingly. He's basically just wears, um, pair of overalls and nothing else. Though this is a more formal occasion, he has put on some like hide armor to protect himself a little more, because he's going into the unknown.
Hmm.
But again, since it's a formal occasion, he's wearing his best set of boots, the ones without holes in them. Though he's showing up, of course, prepared with his trusty shovel and some rope slung around his shoulder. Um, the reason he is here is this is not normally his thing. Dennis is a farmer. You know, he is here with his son,
Okay.
who received the invitation, decided to show up to protest. His son is also, well, is a farmer. His son, whose name is Dennis, after his great grandfather, um, showed up to protest the chemical use or something. Dennis doesn't really understand what his son's all about. His son's like 19 or 20, but he's trying to be a good dad, right? A good pops, and be interested in the things his son is interested in. So he is along for the ride, even if he's not really sure what all of this is about.
Wonderful. So, yeah, you see your son kind of gets like this, like, he has like just a bag that is full of like, there's like a graffiti can in there, there's picket signs that they have um that are blank. Supposedly the graffiti cans are gonna be to make the signs. Um, and you see um just like kind of like ready to go, not really like getting anything else prepared, just those specific things, and that's it. And then just kind of puts the backpack on his back and is just like, ready?
Yeah, I suppose. Is it a long way from here, Dennis?
Uh, no, not really.
Oh, okay. And, walk in, and I've got a similar looking bag, but it's like full of snacks.
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess we won't need too much. So I just reach into the bag and pull out a smaller bag full of peanuts.
Okay.
And we're ready to go.
Yeah. You guys go in, and much like a convention in a sense, it's like there's a lot of people going to like different kinds of booths. Most of them are based in science. None of them are really like based in like, oh, there's a booth about a comic or something. It's like all based in science.
Mhm.
And so like someone's showing off their new um like kind of lab coat that protects from like certain kinds of like acid or whatever.
Mm.
Um
The
or
science fair.
yeah, exactly, a science fair.
Mhm.
There's also like a group of like kids like showing off like a science project that won an award at their school. Um And then you see your son like kind of go over to a different group of kids, and they are directly kind of in front of there's this sub room, which is like a big kind of dome room, with like a door and kind of like sparkly letters over it that say hybrid formula
Mm.
by Dr. Lycan. And there's the door, and it's like locked right now because the unveiling's about like 20-ish minutes from when you got there. And so you see the kids, they get their like signs ready, um, and they kind of start patrolling around the dome and are basically saying something along the lines of like, this won't help, don't trust him.
Hmm.
Um, it
It,
seems like the testing. There's one sign from one person who's much older than the rest of the kids. Seems to probably be like the organizer. And this person has a sign that says they tested on my wife.
hmm.
And just like they're just all kind of picketing around. They're going around the dome in kind of like a circle form.
And just kind of left me in the dust.
Yeah, I kind of said goodbye, took like a bag of like the peanuts that were in there in your bag, and then just kind of.
They took my peanuts. No, but he gotta let him go, right? Like he's my son. I gotta. So so first thing I want to do is look around for snacks since my son took my snacks.
Yeah, do a general perception check.
Ooh, perception check. Right. This is where I get to use my dice in my very nifty cat spaceship bag.
I have my dice laid out, and I got a new D20 that is a Rickroll D20.
Oh, for God's sake. All right. So general perception.
Yeah.
All right. Where perception? There we go. That's going to be a 20. Not a natural 20, a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say like a DC 10. There's like a vending machine, and by vending machine I mean like kind of more like, oh, it's a like box.
Okay. So I'll just wander over to that.
Yeah.
Um,
And they seem to be free because most of the things at like the actual booths are not. And so
okay.
they want you to actually have sustenance and stuff versus, oh hey, pay for this new lab coat.
Yeah, but completely unlike a regular conference, but I like this. We're in a fancy one. So I'll just go
They're
ahead.
nicer.
They're much nicer. I'm going to go ahead and take some like trail mix. Is that something
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
sure?
Sounds
Just
like
he's going to take a handful of trail mix and like put it in the bib of his overalls.
yeah. As you're doing that, you do notice there's a separate one that does seem to be locked, and it says on the top there's like tape that says reserved. Um, you look inside, it's just a bunch of like dog food
Okay,
that you would like give to like a any kind of dog.
this
But
does not bother
they're
me in the
not there.
slightest.
It seems to be there are no dogs here.
Yeah, that's all right. It doesn't bother him in the slightest. I have been raised around animals my whole life. It is not
Yeah,
uncommon to see just food like this lying around. Because there
yeah,
are no dogs here now, but there may be in the future. Uh,
right, exactly.
just like sometimes there are no chickens on the farm, but there may be in the future. So I
Right.
always keep the seed corn around. So is that box locked?
Yeah, it's locked. It just says reserved.
No, I give it a sniff. Doesn't smell like anything.
Yeah, it smells like dog food. It just is like
Hmm.
general general dog food. Um, as you kind of look around elsewhere, there's just like people greeting other people, and a little bit ways away, there's like um separate rooms where you like probably like the top scientists are kind of like staying there for the whole time the convention is lasting.
Yeah,
And so like there's one door that says Dr. Lycan.
yeah. But now that I got my snacks, I'm gonna wander around, look at some of the booths, and see the older guy holding the sign. Because is he roughly my age?
Yeah, he's roughly like he's like roughly your age, probably like a little bit younger. And
That's
he's
fine.
walking around holding the sign. At a point, like he tells the rest of the kids to keep walking around. He like goes to kind of sit down and puts his like sign down and is kind of just like sitting. Seems to seems to want to go inside. Like he
Yeah,
knows the door's locked, but
I'll walk up to him.
yeah. Oh, you're Dennis's father, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I know he this was what the kids wanted to do after I mentioned what happened, but I
What
don't know.
happened?
Well, and he kind of looks around, just making sure no one's kind of in the vicinity. Do a general perception. It's a 7.
Do I do a general perception as well?
No,
Oh,
it's more just him looking around. He just kind of says, My wife worked with him and then didn't come back one day. I called her and he answered saying that they were doing testing and that it would take 3 days. I didn't even know she signed up for testing. And I found her contract, her work contract. The work contract had a part on it that it was in like the tiny writing that just explained that anyone who signed this was also okay with the testing being done on them, which isn't technically fair if they're just workers who are being paid.
Dennis looks at him. I look at him for a long moment. I reach in one of the side pockets of one of my overalls, and I take out like what looks like a carton of cigarettes. Like one of the, and I flip it open, but instead of cigarettes, there's just a bunch of like grass stalks, like farmers
Hmm.
chew. And I take one out and I offer it to him. Be like, yeah, it's the dang small letters that get you.
Takes it, just starts chewing the grass.
I, take it out, take one out, and do the same, fold it back.
Yeah, and just for a second there, like, I want to know what they're doing, or even
Wow.
what they already did, because they said she would be back in 3 days, and it's been 4 months.
Well, I think isn't that why we're here? Is it why we're going to be told?
Apparently, the unveiling of his new hybrid formula, something that
Hybrid
my wife
formula.
never really liked, said it was gonna hurt people.
But she signed up anyway
She signed up for the job
for the
to
job.
to work as a accountant.
Accountant.
She didn't work as the scientist, she worked as their accountant.
Oh.
So she wasn't even really looking at the science part of it. She was looking at what they got for money when they came to like new stuff that they were selling.
Hmm.
Um, After a while, you hear like kind of like a bell that kind of sounds, and the door to the kind of like dome area kind of like opens um with some kind of like magic unlock kind of spell thing. Um, and there's like these two like guard-ish type people who walk out in front and say and just basically um don't let the picketers in, um but kind of are like escorting everyone else in to see the unveiling, and just kind of sees the two of you and says, "You with them?
Who?
You with the picketers?
I mean, my son's with them, but I'm here.
You can come in. You?
You know.
No, no, not at all.
Hey, buddy, but don't you want to know? Like that's why this is why you're here.
Yeah, I want to go inside. I'm not with the picketers."
Oh, I misunderstood. Come on, right? Kind of grab him by the nape of the neck and like bring him up to his feet.
Yeah. You guys take out like the little grass and go in.
I don't take it out.
Oh, he takes it out.
I'm
um,
just like, meh.
yeah. He goes in. All of you guys go in, and it's like a real like mad sciencey kind of place. There's a bunch of like tubes, like all that kind of stuff, and there's these two big vats that like can are big enough to hold a person. Um, and there are two of them that are holding like shadowed people figures.
Ooh.
And immediately, without even like, because there's not really like any facial expressions, you can see through the shadow. Immediately, the guy's like, "That's my wife."
And I don't know. I'm gonna walk up to them.
And so like yeah, you see the guy who was talking to you earlier. It's this just big old tube
Mm-hmm.
with like someone like some kind of shadow figure with like kind of long braided hair.
Go tap on the glass.
Doesn't seem like it registers to the person inside.
Hmm.
Um, and then in the far end, you see a kind of like the biggest chamber that there is in the whole thing, and it's like this chemical that like connected with tubes to the other two vats. Chemical is kind of like this like grayish color, um, and you see the doctor, Dr. Lankrum, who's like this African American guy with like kind of spiked-ish, like nice hair, like nice black hair, um, and like narrow eyes, kind of like walks out, and a couple people start applauding as he like walks out, um, and kind of starts addressing everyone.
Where's my buddy that I walked in with?
You're right next to each other.
So and we're just standing in front of the tanks.
Yeah, people are kind of looking around the tanks. He starts to walk in, and it seems like more people are actually like sitting down in the chairs that are for people to like watch the presentation.
So there's chairs. So like just so we walk in,
Mm-hmm.
just so I'm getting the landscape in my
Yep.
mind. Where so if we walk into the entrance, where are the tanks?
The tanks are one on the left, one on the right.
Like so we walk in front. One's on the left, one's on the right. Like by the door or far in front.
Far in front.
Far in front. Okay, gotcha. And there's chairs like in the middle. Is there a
Yeah.
stage?
There's chairs in the middle, and then that big vat that you saw that connected, that's basically where the stage is.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're just standing by the right one because that's the
Mm-hmm.
okay.
That's
All
where the
right.
light is.
All right. So everyone's applauding. I'm just gonna lean on my shovel.
Yeah, so you see most people sit in chairs. There's doesn't seem to be enough chairs, so like other people are like standing. And you see he walks out, very like nice lab coat, um, and like starts by putting a hand right on the big vat behind him and just says, "This is revolution. This is a new age that we are embarking on. When the moon hits, the world will change forever. These two people will actually," and he points at himself, "us three people will be changed forever."
Is he
Uh,
pointing at the vat?
he's pointing at the vats and he's pointing at himself.
Yeah, I think he's pointing at me.
The other guy
But
next to you says, "No, no, the vat, the vat."
oh,
And
animatronics.
we will make a new world for our people. Hybrid types of people, not just people like a human or an elf or something more, something behind that. When the moon comes out, we change. And he takes out a like little presses a button and like a little tube comes out and he drinks it. And
Seems
like
bad.
you see him like shake for a moment and then he's fine. And like everyone's kind of like, is that it? Is that all he's gonna do? And then like he kind of like just like stands up, and one thing that he does is he grabs. For some reason, there's just shards of glass on the ground near him, and he grabs one. That he it seems like they're in a bag that he took with him.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs one and cuts his arm, and as he does that, the moon comes out and begins to hit, and the arm, like the gash, kind of like heals in a weird way, as almost healed by like the moonlight. And then that's when people start applauding, uproarious applause, and then their people start kind of going near the vats, seeing when those are going to open to see if those people will kind of have the same abilities, or if they'll be even stronger because they've been in the vat. Um, but this Doctor Lycan guy says, "Yes, this is what life will be like." Um, and as the thing starts to kind of conclude, people start to kind of like leave the room. People are kind of like ushered out. Um, and then as you and the guy are about to go, the moon fully reaches like its like peak point, kind of like it is behind me in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I want you to give me an insight check.
Insight. All right, let's
Yes.
do this.
You were
Uh,
doing insight on Dr. Lycan.
well, that's going to be nope. Sorry, that's a 7. So 7 plus math is not my strong suit. It's gonna be a 12.
That's 12. Um, yeah,
I'm
so you,
very kind of disinterested, by the way. Like this is like I'm
mhm,
just eating my
yeah,
trail mix. Like he's done nothing that has really impressed me, and I'm
right.
kind of bored.
You've done healing before. You know what
Yeah,
this.
like this is he's talking about transforming in moons and animals, and he's using all these words. It's just like I like people are going to become other things, and I'm just like this is a Tuesday on the farm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you notice the only thing you do really notice, and it's slight. The the doctor's nails seem to get longer and more pointed. And he and starts to like his more like annoyed grimaces sound like growls. Um, and the vats open. A woman steps out. Um,
And we're not nearby, right?
no, you guys are like kind of near the door when
We're by
it's
the
like,
entrance.
starting to
Okay,
close.
exit. Okay.
Um, like a woman steps out of the vat. The like other kind of like elf-looking person steps out of the vat. And you see the the guy is about to go over to his wife, who hasn't seen in 4 months.
Is he already in? Is he still in the room?
He's still in the room with you. Like there's a couple
Oh,
stragglers left in the
okay.
room.
So we're in the stragglers. Okay.
And this guy is about to go over to his wife because that's what he was kind of waiting for. And
Hmm.
as he goes over, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she claws his face,
Whoa!
and he goes down the ground. Ugh! And you realize that these people are turning into some kind of like wolf-like thing. And I want to give you a little context. There's never been a werewolf in this world. This is where werewolf started
Yeah,
in a
I picked up on that.
sense. um, Dr. Lycan was my giveaway.
Yeah. Well,
Lycanthrope.
yes, and yes, you have seeded your flavor text here with ample clues.
Yeah,
Uh,
but these people like. Hey guys, this is your editing, Trevor here. Just to tell you a quick little thing. A weird thing happens here where the video clip for some reason got kind of corrupted in a weird way. It doesn't happen throughout the rest of the video. It kind of just happens throughout this select period of time. So for a little bit there will be some glitches and it'll be hard to see the video, but that's only going to be happening for, I want to say, at the most like 20 minutes. But we're very sorry about that. There's nothing we can really do to fix it right now. It's just going to happen. So please do try and enjoy the video. And like start to like turn into these like wolf hybrid with whatever they were before forms. And it seems to be like they're powered like by the moon specifically. Um and um at that people like the rest kind of the stragglers start to scream and kind of like run away. And as the doors close shut. Like Dr. Lycan, with you and the other guy on the ground still in there, says, "The issue with this is we have to feast every night, but there's a full moon, and you look like dinner." And the wife kind of like grabs the other guy and throws him at a wall.
Okay.
Um,
And do I get a response to all of this?
well, you can roll initiative.
Okay, all right. All
Um,
right.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Um,
Initiative. We're here now. We're fighting werewolves. This is great.
yeah, exactly. So up first in the initiative order is Dr. Lycan.
Ah,
Yeah, got an
I'm gonna
18.
spit out my. I'm gonna spit out my wheat stalk there.
Yeah.
Wolves.
So, yeah, you've never quite like no one's ever quite seen something like this because it's like something that he created, and
Yeah,
it's
but I know a wolf when I see.
you know a wolf.
Oh yeah.
Um, and
Hey.
so yeah, he's going to he's gonna stay there. He seems to still have enough ability to pull out a gun and shoot it.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
He seems stronger in keeping human-esque features than the others because he only took so much compared
Yeah.
to them being in like vats.
Mhm.
So he's gonna use my Hufflepuff dice.
Excellent.
Oh, that's a nat 20. Right
It's all
off
right.
that.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's break out my.
We're doing it. It's gonna be a total of 16 piercing
Oh.
damage.
That's it.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Right.
So kind of like hits into your side a little bit.
Stings.
Yeah, and he's other than that is just kind of like move back a bit.
I see.
The boxes are 5 feet,
Yes.
which is what any map is. But now it is your turn.
Now it's my turn. You're like, ugh, I hate wolves. Wolves. Like I look, sort of like get this like little beady-eyed stare at Dr. Lycan. We're like, wolves, the bane of the farm. And I'd be like, sort of like jump, catch my shovel in one hand. I want to move upwards about 10 feet, upward, like sort of up into the left, up,
Oh, okay. Up.
yeah, up and to the left.
So sorry, for my sake of this, hold on, there's a measure.
I kind of actually want to end like almost right in front of like the little mini stage there on the top. I realize I am pointing and it's not helpful on a screen.
Yeah, let me see. Like, is this
up one. So where you were before,
Yep.
before,
right
up
here?
one. No, no. Yeah. Well, sorry, no. Yeah. So stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the left about 3 squares.
Yep, right here.
Yeah, and I think that'll be where I want to end up. Yep.
Yeah, so that'll take 15 feet of your movement.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
We're not in a big rush here.
No.
Be like, but I've been dealing with wolves. Look 'em dead in the eye. Longer than you've been alive. And you know what wolves absolutely hate, Doctor?
What?
He's like, sunlight. And I cast Sunbeam.
Ooh.
To catch both him and the female werewolf.
Yeah, they're labeled by letters.
Letters, yeah. So Y. So the Doctor and werewolf Y.
Yeah. What is that a saving throw?
It is going to be a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, okay. All right, so that's
Which is probably like
for the werewolves and for the were-tigers, because I know that
they're probably going to be fine, but
the were-tigers are better at it than the werewolves, honestly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. They have better everything, honestly. The only thing they're not good at, which is what both of them aren't good at, is charisma. But they're wolves, so
but they're wolves. So, all right. Where did my? Sorry, I'm pulling out my dice here. Where am I? No, where are my dice? There we go.
Werewolf got a. Dr. Liking got a 18.
Got a what?
18.
That passes.
And the Were-Tiger's got a 19. So they both rolled the same thing. They just have a different plus.
They got a 9.
19.
Oh, they all pass. Wow. All right. Guess they don't really mind daylight all that much. So, all right. So, what this means now is number one, like within 30 feet, like it's now there's a blinding light in my hands. So that's gonna be 28 damage. So half, of course, is 14.
14. All right.
And they are not blinded, which is unfortunate because it's kind of
that would have been nice.
That's yeah. I am going to cast Shillelagh on myself.
Okay.
So like my shovel will just start to glow with like magical energy, which I believe that's a bonus action.
Yeah, I think Shillelagh is bonus action. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Cool, and that's it. That's well, He sort of like scratch my beard with one hand.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm like, holding sun with one hand, scratching my beard.
Cool. This is gonna be Guy. So.
Oh, he's still he's in the initiative. Oh, right, you are.
He's in the initiative. He's classified. We'll just call him Steve. So for this sake, we're gonna say instead of it being this is like a death saving throw. In a sense, this is counted as like a death saving throw with no pluses, but he's not dying. He's more just trying to be conscious.
That's fine. He's just trying to not fall unconscious. Perfect.
So that's an 18. So that's a save.
Cool. All right.
And that's pretty much the end of his turn.
You did your best, Steve.
Yeah. Next up is the Were-Tigers.
Oh boy.
So,
all right.
L is going to. Let's see. They have a longbow. So one of them's L is gonna use the longbow. Or is L actually no? Y is further. So I'm gonna say Y is gonna use that. Y is gonna use the longbow. Is that does 12 hit you?
Does a 12 hit me? Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 4 piercing with an arrow.
All right.
And then the other one is gonna come up to you. How much movement do they have? 30. That's far enough. So they're gonna.
This is a small space.
Yeah. So it's gonna come up to you and use a scimitar.
A scimitar. Alrighty.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It's gonna be a 21.
That's a hit.
Yep. And that's gonna be 9 slashing.
Alrighty.
That's the end of their turns. It's gonna be back to Dr. Lycan. And he's gonna go up to you and try to make this seem. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. It's got a monkey head. Somebody's been to Party City recently.
Yep. He's gonna do 2 claw attacks at you.
Okie dokie.
It's gonna be a first claw is only gonna be an 8.
That misses.
Okay, and then the second one's gonna be a 19.
That will hit.
All right. So claw. How much is that? Okay, that's this and this. That's gonna be 4 points of slashing.
Okie dokie.
And that's the end. So that's gonna be your turn.
That's going to be my turn. All right. So I think as it stands, nobody's currently in the line of ruins, right?
Um, no, the Y is still in the line.
Oh yeah, Y is still on the line. Okay, cool. So I'm going to hold it where it is and
Okay.
have them make a Constitution save.
All right. Because you've been attacked twice, you have to
I
do
need to roll for concentration. Yep.
yeah. So
So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a little
So
fuzzy.
concentration. Yeah, concentration works as so the damage I've dealt to you is not like so it's the damage would be like I have the damage and then I half it. If that's higher than 10, then that's the DC, but 10 is your DC.
All right. So basically, I need to roll 2 10s, and it's a Constitution check.
Concentration. So that would be
Yeah, but it's Constitution, I believe, right?
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I think. All right. So first instance. Yep, I'm good on that. I rolled a 18.
Yeah.
Dr. Lycan, oof, nope, fizzles out.
All right.
5.
Yeah, as you get clawed, the goes away.
Ugh, okay. Don't like that. Well, shake it, just kind of shake it off. Then I'm going to be like, well, looks like we have to do this the hard way here. Let me check and see what my casting times are. So for the record, for those people watching at home, this is my first time actually playing a spellcaster, so I am like triple checking all of my my understanding.
Really?
Yeah. It's like we're going to do this the hard way. I'm going to sort of snap my fingers and cast haste on myself.
Okay.
Which is technically an action, but if my interpretation is correctly, will give me another action.
Yes, I believe so.
Because it's haste. And then I'm going to take my shillelagh attack at the good doctor.
All right.
So I get to add my spellcasting DC to this. So that's going to be 17.
For the doctor?
Yeah.
That will hit.
All right. And then my damage becomes D8 plus strength, which is going to be oh gosh, yeah, that will be 9 damage.
9
magical damage if it makes any difference.
Cool. Do you know the specific type? Just so that
Bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning. Cool.
Excuse me. Yep, because I have to enchant like a staff, so that's
okay.
My shovel.
That's fine.
It's gonna whack him with the flat of the shovel.
Yeah. Cool.
like get off.
Let's see. So, one thing I wanted to say, at the end of the round, the previous round, we're gonna just say that this happened at the previous round. Make an insight check on
insight.
Just the standard general of them.
It's gonna be 15.
Okay, 15. You're looking at them, and it seems like whatever the chemicals did to all of their bodies is affecting them in a way that's similar to a poison condition.
Mm-hmm.
The only kind of difference is that they are experiencing random poison damage that will happen to them kind of throughout, it seems.
Gotcha. So like they will take they're like they seem to be taking damage themselves.
They seem to be taking damage at the end of every round.
Gotcha. Okay.
But after you is gonna be Guy. He's gonna roll his little thing. 3, so that's a fail. It's 1 save and 1 fail.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll move on to the were-tigers.
Let's go.
Still near you. It's gonna
one
one of them's still near you, so they're gonna use the claws. 18 and a 13.
An 18 and a 13.
Yep.
Both of those hit. One just barely, but
Yeah.
Haste was gonna help me out here, but no.
10, so 11 points of piercing total.
Total. All right, and then my concentrate for haste.
Yeah. Do that for me.
Nope, that fizzles as well. Okay.
Yep. The other were-tiger is actually gonna turn their bow on the guy. Seeing him's like he's trying to like move, so like he's just seems to want to like. Eventually, they're gonna like eat both of you for dinner, so they want you dead while they're eating you, not alive. Only a 10. Usually common folk have like an 11, so I'll just keep that as what he has. So, he's okay. He's still standing. He hasn't been hit yet with the arrow.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, then is, Dr. Lycan. Hello. That happens every once in a while. Yeah, so he's gonna... Oh, top of the round, so... means they're gonna get hit with that wave of, like, poison energy. Okay. Seems like the were-tigers are taking the brunt of the damage since they were in the vats the longest.
Oh no, okay.
And so now that's Dr. Lycan's turn. He's gonna go for a bite. And so what I'm gonna need from you is a first I'm gonna need to hit for this to happen.
Alrighty.
It's gonna be the bite is +4, so that's gonna be a 12.
12 will miss.
Miss, okay.
Oh no, sorry, 12 will hit because haste fizzle.
Ah, okay. So I'm gonna need a Constitution save.
Alright, let's do this. That will be Constitution. That will be a 9.
A 9, okay. You
Dennis is having a hard time here.
Yeah, you are under the poison condition.
I am immune to poison because I am a high-level druid.
And he wouldn't know that.
He would not know that. I am a Circle of the Land druid, so I am immune to poison. Thank you, Nature's Ward.
Yeah, so you only will take the bite damage then.
That's good.
Which is just gonna be that's a D4. Hold on. This one? Yeah. 5 piercing.
Alright.
And with that it's your turn.
Okay. Yep, okay. We're just going to go wild shape and transform into an ox.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden, Dennis is like, just sort of like gives like a. Oh right, how do we want to flavor this? All right, because I got an image in mind here.
All right, go for it.
Because Dr. Lycan just tried to bite me.
Yeah.
So Dennis reaches up and gets bit, but grabs his snout and like was looking him in the eye, and then there's like a huff and like the two little like puffs of smoke, like breath come out of like cartoon style, come from his nose like an ox, and he begins to transform into a giant like farm animal ox with curling horns. That obviously he lets go of the snout for the moment, but like suddenly Dr. Lycan is looking down a giant angry ox rather than a sort of scrawny 60-year-old man.
All right, let's see how Steve's doing.
Sorry, Steve.
That's a 16 though for the one that didn't, so he's doing okay. He's got 1 failure, 2 saves. And that, the were-tiger's Y is still gonna go for him. Still gonna try and hit him with the arrow. That's a nat 20, so that's gonna crit.
Mm-hmm. So Steve is down.
Immediately.
Yep. Well, you tried.
That's gonna be total of 6 damage, piercing damage to him. Cool. With NPCs that are out in the world, I kind of tell people the damage that they've been hit by.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because it's much easier. And then back to the top of the round, which means some more
damage, and then
some
Dr.
more
Lycan.
Yep, some more poison for these werewolves. Ooh, ooh, and ooh.
Just play hard to get with them and kill themselves.
Pretty much. That's that, and then up. So that's that much. Whoa. And then Dr. Lycan, who's going to not really care about the attack of opportunity to move down. How much movement do they have actually just before I do this? I want to see if he can get all the way. How much is that? That's... Hold on, to get out of the way of this. That's 20. Okay. So yeah, he can do that. Right there.
Cool, alright.
He's gonna move, so you can take an attack of opportunity.
I'm going to attempt to gore him.
Attempt to what now?
To gore him. That's one of the attacks list. At least on the stat block I have for the ox here.
Yeah, okay.
It's like his horn. It's basically
Oh,
it's his
okay.
hooves in it, so it's his gore. He's like, I'm trying to swipe at him with my. That's a 10.
For a werewolf that does not hit, but you're close.
Alright. Yep.
He's gonna go and just straight up try and bite the guy to see if he can, like, turn him.
I see. This could get very bad very quickly.
Because the poison, if the poison... I've changed how werewolves work a little bit. I homebrewed this a little bit from when I used werewolves previously, and it worked, and it didn't do good. Because if you just turn people instantly, that feels like, oh my gosh, everyone's a werewolf now, and that's a problem.
Yeah, say this could escalate very quickly.
It did when I did it originally with, like, not this particular one-shot, but I did it with werewolves in my Demon Tales thing, and that's what I call the werewolf problem, where you don't track battles well. But no, so I got 12 to hit him, which does hit him. And then, so he has to make a con save, which for a civilian is +0 for everything. Again, that's off the table. The 9. So that's a fail. So he's under the poison condition. At the end of the next 3 turns that he has, he will be able to make a save to try and get out of this. If he doesn't, by the end of his 3rd turn, he will be a werewolf.
Cool. Alrighty.
That's how I do it, because it's stupid the way that it's made. It's like,
you're a
werewolf now for the rest of your life.
Sorry. You're werewolf for the rest of your life, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, well, I'm going to... It is my turn, right?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Alright, I'm going to charge and take the attack of opportunity from Dr. Lycan.
It's not it's the L.
Not Dr. Lycan, sorry, the Were-Tiger. So I have to move at least 20 feet to get trampling charge. So...
You do. You move 20
Oh,
feet.
yes. Let's go.
Put you, like, right here. Now he has a monkey head again.
Yeah, hey! Boom! And we're going to... just like snort, like if a little cartoon puffs out, and I'm just gonna and charge. Would you like to? Are you gonna make your attack?
Oh, right. Sorry, yeah, for the Were-Tiger. That would be the scimitar. It's been 8.
An 8? Yeah, that will miss.
I rolled a 4.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled a 9 on my attack.
Does it not have a plus?
It sure does. I rolled a 3.
Oh.
So yeah, so I think I just go like, you know, pump, 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 and poof.
He sees you enough to the point where he can just kind of like, ole, kind of thing. Uh-huh.
I get a little snort.
Yep.
That's me.
Yeah,
I had one
you.
trick.
Alright. This is gonna be the guy, so he's not only gonna have to make a save for being conscious, but he has to make a save for being poisoned, and then eventually werewolf. Okay, so that's a nat 1 on the poison. So that's 2 failures for him on
Steve and
that.
Dennis are doing great.
That's 2 failures on that, but he is conscious now. He did get a
Okay.
16, so he is conscious now. So he gets up, does feel like the poison going through him. In fact, he takes 11 damage from the poison going through him. He feels that kind of like energy. And he's gonna, he has like a bat that he's gonna use to just kind of clock
You know, whack 'em with
Dr.
the-
Lycan. It's only a 10, so that misses. So just kind of whiffs over its head. And just is like, he seems very angry, but you can also see that it's probably also because, like, it's... If he fails the next turn, he's a werewolf.
Mhm.
So, with that, it's gonna be the were-tigers. They're gonna try. One of them's gonna. Let's see. So Y is close enough to you where they can move up now. And try and claw. That's gonna be an 18.
That will hit.
Okay. So it's gonna be 2 of these. So that's only gonna be 3 points of piercing.
All right.
And then the other one's gonna use its bow. Bow is plus. That's gonna be 11 to hit.
Mm-hmm. That will hit.
Oh, okay.
He's wearing overalls.
Well, no, because you're an ox right now, right?
Right, that's true. It's still the same.
Oh, okay.
I have the same AC as an ox.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Yep.
That's gonna be 8 damage.
8 damage.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And poison for them. Not for the guy who's not in that.
This is the.
This is the 3 of them there, because he's not technically in that group yet, and he technically wouldn't be either because he was transferred, so he doesn't he wasn't in the big vat, which was kind of more chemically not safe for people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, goodness, for each one of these, I at least roll 1 that is like the highest number on the die I'm using for damage.
Well, we have opposite problems since I can't seem to roll double digits.
And with that, we're gonna see if he can go ahead and he's gonna up the process a little bit by biting the guy again. That's only an 8, so that misses. It's your turn.
Oh, okay. So Dr. Lycan didn't attack me. All right.
No, he's trying to attack the guy to make him one of them.
Gotcha. All right. Well, can't let that happen. I'm gonna pop back into my human form.
Cool.
And then reach over and cast Lesser Restoration on Steve.
Cool.
Whose name I don't know. Be like, this seems bad. And
My
reach
name's
out
Steve.
and catch him. And there's like, as I touch him to cast Lesser Restoration, there's like a little puff of like seeds and grain.
Okay.
I don't know if that will help, but
What does Lesser Restoration do?
it's like restoration except less. Let me think of it. I'm pretty sure it will specifically touch one creature either in one disease or one condition affecting it.
Okay, so that ends the poison, which means he's
Yep.
not turning into a werewolf anymore. Cool.
Which is the idea.
Yeah. He breathes in just a sigh of relief as he feels it leaves his body.
Yes, and I breathe out. Steve is like, we're in a pickle here, son.
Call me Steve.
We're in a pickle here, Steve. These friends of yours?
No.
One of them's your wife, right?
Yes. It's complicated.
Well, okay. Man, maybe you should set the table a few times.
With that, is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn. I bonus action, popped into animal form. I don't really want to move and take a... Well, actually, hang on. I would take 2 attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I can't get anywhere far away enough that it's gonna matter.
Okay. You see he walks. Steve is gonna walk over to the vat, and he sees this like knob, and he like kind of does a general investigation. Did a pretty good job. He's gonna try and do like a strength check to like release the chemicals enough to where they spill out in front, so that would hit the 2 tigers who are in that area.
Oh, all right. That's fun.
So he's gonna do a strength check. That's an 18. Just like, it's not very old, so like, and it give me... So this is one thing I like to do, is basically like a luck roll. High or low?
Low.
Okay.
Seems to be where I'm going.
Alright, yeah, that's a 39. So, so that does... I rolled a D100.
Sorry?
I rolled a D100 for reference.
Gotcha, okay.
Because you looked weird when I said 39.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, what do you... So, okay, so that's... that is low.
Yeah, that is low. It's below 50. So,
Yes.
Basically if it was high, only some of the chemicals come out, but all of them come out. So not only do these 2 get hurt, they also get moved. So, kind of over there, over there, and because of that, technically speaking, does get an attack. You get an attack of opportunity because it just kind of.
Great, I'm gonna try and hit with my shovel.
Yeah.
That's that's a 12? No, 13.
That will hit.
That will hit. All right, let's go. Where? Oh, wow. I get to use a dice I don't have out. Aha. That's going to be 2 damage, slashing damage.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, so that's me too, but then also there's gonna be the humongous amount of poison damage that is going to be released onto these 2 tigers. Okay, so that's gonna be... That's... That... 38
damage.
Yeah, to these tigers. 38.
Oh my god. Okay.
Not to you. You're fine.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, they're looking very hurt after
They're
that.
looking very hurt. All right.
Okay. So yeah, just I'm also gonna make a deck save for them to see if they slip, like if they like get back up. Let's see, how dexterous are these? They're two. Nope, so they are both prone for like,
Both prone.
yeah.
Alrighty.
And so that's the end of Steve's turn. So both of them are gonna take an action to get up.
No, okay. Or half their movement.
Oh, you're right, half their movement. My bad. Not an action, half their movement. So that means that one of them is going to use an arrow to one of them. Each of them are going to use an arrow. One's going for Steve. One's going for you.
Gotcha.
So one's going for Steve. That's a 14. So that's going to hit. One's going for you. Is a
For me,
9.
that'll miss.
So the one that hits Steve is going to do 4 points of piercing. And then it's the end of the round again, so they're gonna hit poison damage. But now the 2 of the tigers are even more injured, so they're gonna take more.
Excellent.
Alright, so that's for that. That's for that. And then this guy. So that is only gonna be. There we go. That, and then hold on, let me see, because I think if I'm right. Oh, okay, so very close, very close. Then that's gonna be okay. So, Y is looking the closest to being dead.
Okay.
Of the 3 were creatures. Dr. Lycan, fueled with anger, is gonna now try and bite you to see if you can turn into a werewolf for his crew. At the 15 to hit.
That will hit.
So I'm gonna make you do another con save while I do the damage for the
Yes. That is a 22, because apparently Constitution is the only thing I'm good at.
You definitely save, so you take the 2 points of piercing.
The 2 points of piercing. Alright, I can deal with that.
Why won't anyone just turn?
Why do you want people turn into what?
And you see things from on lycanthropes, like my name.
Lycanthropes. You mean like the fungus? Staring him down.
He thinks, he just doesn't know what to say to that.
You look like a wolf to me, buddy, and it's my turn?
Yes.
Right. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to sort of hold up my shovel, and then like shillelagh it again. And then I'm going to look around and see, are there any insects around here?
There are, because it is a there's like just insects that kind of like enter. So there's like some beetles.
Beetles? I'm looking for something a little bit more like ferocious, maybe.
High or low? We'll see.
Let's do low. That's working for me so far. It's not a con save.
Okay, so that's a 51, so that's a high. So it seems like the most dangerous insect there is like 1 bee.
1 bee?
Yes.
A single bee. Perfect. I'm gonna cast Giant Insect and send it flying at number Y.
Okay, so giant insect. So does that mean should I pull up like a thing?
So yes, the spell reads: you transform up to 10 centipedes, 3 spiders, 5 wasps, or 1 scorpion with range into a giant version of their natural forms for the duration. So that's why I was looking for like what kind of bugs are there that I can transform.
Okay, so yeah,
So giant bee, we can maybe do like as a wasp.
yeah, I would say that works. Yeah, giant wasp. I immediately found the D&D.
Yep.
Yep.
So
So
basically, I can 30 feet. So I'm gonna send it to like basically just go attack. I don't know if it can attack in the same turn, but I want it to appear right by Y.
So yeah, it kind of flies over here. We'll say for the sake of it, it can attack on the same turn.
All right, should I roll that?
No, I can roll that for
You
you.
roll that, okay.
Make this easier. Move that way. So giant wasp. It's gonna be a. Oh, that hits. Okay, cool. Okay. So it's gonna do the piercing damage, but then the target also has to make a con save.
Oh boy, more poison.
Oh yeah, because it is a stinger.
A stinger. Yep.
Yep. So that's 3 regular damage. Which one did you send it to? Why?
Yeah.
The question is, do you want me to add the insult to the injury and add the poison damage along to the piercing damage that already killed it?
I mean, yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. I will do that.
Dennis is merciless. It's everywhere. There are wolves here.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. So because it doesn't have to make a poison save because it is dead, that is also just collateral damage of 9 poison.
Wow. All right.
Cool. So that's 35 feet, but this is 25. So he's gonna go over here, and he's just gonna try and, like, he's basically gonna do the same thing that he did, again, but with a smaller container. So he's gonna try and do that strength check. It's a 13, so he does it.
Mm-hmm.
High or low?
Low.
Okay. That's gonna be an 86. So that's only half of the tank that comes out. Which means I just lower the die by 1 type of die. That's only gonna be 4 poison damage. I rolled really low on that one, so that's okay. Yeah, so just 4 poison damage as some of it spills out. Just make a dex save to see if it's prone again. That definitely saved, so Tiger stays on its feet, and as it stays on its feet, it's gonna go and attack Steve.
Attacks.
Okay.
Yep.
It's gonna use a claw, 2 claw attacks. One of those, no, both of those. So that's gonna be this much. Let's see how much damage that is. That's gonna be a total of 9 points of slashing. So yeah, Steve's not looking too good.
Gotcha.
And that's the end of the round, so it's gonna be the poison damage. So we're down to only 2 of these things. Wonderful. So, still the... Actually, hold on. Because of that. There we go, yeah. That's what I was looking for. So... Yep. So that means the other tiger's looking messed up now. Doctor's doing okay. It's not horrible, but not great either.
Alrighty.
And that would be his turn.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try and shoot the bee.
Shoot the bee. Even when I'm in close combat, can he still use his bow if I'm in close combat?
He can still use a gun
Oh,
to
gotcha.
not attack you.
To attack me.
He's attacking the bee.
Oh, right. He's shooting someone who's not me. So it would be
Yeah.
like hard to hit me, but not.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's okay. So that's a 12. So that hits, and
Yup.
that dealt 2 piercing to it.
Oof. Wow.
It's a very
bad gun.
Yeah, very bad shot right there. After that, it's gonna be your turn.
All right. Can I make the wasp act on mine before I go, or does it happen after me?
If you want the wasp to act before you, that works.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the wasp in like the wasp language or bee language.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and tell it to go attack the lichen, the other lycanthrope, were tiger.
Yep, so that's gonna work. I'll do that. So it's gonna be another sting attack. It's gonna be 18, which hits.
It's hitting more consistently than I am.
So the regular piercing damage is gonna be 8.
Oof, okay.
Oh my gosh.
What?
It happened again.
Did I kill it without the poison? Excellent. This bee has been doing way more work than I have this whole battle.
Wow, okay. I'll do the poison damage just to seal the deal, but good gravy. That's gonna be a total of 10 poison damage while it's dead.
Oof, oh my gosh, alright.
Corpse just kind of like rots a little bit before it should.
Yep. Alright, and then, as my action, I'm going to cast Blight at 5th level on Dr. Lichen.
Ooh, okay.
So that's going to be a con saving throw.
Alright. 14.
That fails.
Cool.
So you take the full boat here, which, because I cast this one level above 4, that's going to be 9d8 necrotic damage.
Alright, boy.
Alright, let's go. 39 necrotic damage.
How do you want to kill him?
How do I want to kill him? Alright.
To change it a little bit.
Just to change it a little bit. We both know what we're doing. What's happening here. 39. Finally, Dennis feels like he's found his stride. And all he does, he tells the bee to go finish off the were-tiger, and he whirls back to Dr. Lichen, and he sticks his shovel in his maw, right? His magical shillelagh shovel, and it's like, reaches around and goes, I hate wolves! And like smacks him with the blight right across the side of his head.
Yeah. Teeth fly out, and you see one tooth goes in Steve. Doesn't notice it because it only really deals him 1 damage. It's like stepping on a rock. But that's just enough to, and he turns into a werewolf and bounds out of the dome and goes out into the world. Which means that this was basically my version of saying, hey, this is how...
So, werewolves happen.
This is how werewolves exist.
Well, and as that's happening, Dr. Lichen is expiring on the ground, the blight coursing through his body. which I picture something to look a little bit like corn smut, right?
Yeah.
Like, like because it's, that's the worst thing that Dennis can imagine. He's like,
Hmm.
I hate wolves. And he leans down and he looks at him and he goes, they eat my chickens. And then kicks the body over and
Yeah.
turns around and looks for Steve and doesn't see him there. And
B kind of just like buzzing.
I wave him
How
off.
long does the like giant thing last?
That's a great question.
Think that
10
usually
minutes.
so he's been there for a long time.
So
He's
he's going to be, well, yeah, I have him for a little while.
yeah, he would be giant for a long time.
That's fine. I'm just going to, you're just going to walk out, just going to open the doors again.
Yeah, you open the doors. Most people aren't still there because they
Oh,
kind of screamed and ran away. Um,
even
after
when this is all happening behind closed doors?
the wolves turned, and so like that made people start screaming, and everyone else heard the screaming, and so it's like, oh, something must be problematic. Let's leave.
Oh,
But the
okay.
only person who
Gotcha.
didn't leave was your son, who was waiting for you. Uh,
Hey, Dennis.
you okay?
Oh, yeah. Just had to take care of, you know, wolf problems.
So that's what they were doing. Where'd Steve go?
He left.
Oh,
You know Steve?
I saw something bound out of the window.
It's probably Steve.
Huh.
Hmm. I reach into my pocket, flip open my case of grass, pull one out, and start chewing on it.
Probably nothing to worry about.
Oh, I think it's a whole ton to worry about there, Dennis. But nothing we can do about it right now.
Yeah. You you see like a couple other scientists who kind of knew what was like kind of knew that this experiment was bad. Walk over to you, and they seem to wanna like reward you. Do you think your character would want a reward? And if they do, you know what it would be? Because it doesn't have to be money in particular.
Well, what are they offering? What
They're
are they say? What
offering
are they saying?
they're saying what can we do to repay you in a sense. Kind of the
For
open
doing what?
it's the open-ended idea of like we'll repay you with anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to engage in a conversation with
Oh,
them.
okay, cool.
Like for doing what?
You saved us. You saved the world, I think.
Save the world.
I mean, if that's got out into the worlds, we could have a bunch of people being those weird hybrid things.
Looking at the scientist who said that, I get sort of real close to his face. Say, listen, son. I killed 3 people back there. I saved nobody. And am I going to be up at night because of that? No. Death is a part of life, just as sure as crazy things like this are a part of life. But I saved nobody. And Steve, whoever that fella was, well, he's out there doing something probably wolf like. So if you want to give me a reward for killing somebody, that's your choice. But I think you've got a bigger problem to solve. And Steve, well, he's going to have a big problem himself if he comes after my chickens. And sort of straighten up, dust myself off, take up some trail mix. We done here, Dennis?
I think so, Dad. I think so.
All right, then.
You
Okay.
kind of leave the stunned scientists, and they like, um, see one of them goes in the room and just like sees the destruction that has kind of been caused and sees the window that was shattered that and just kind of like
It
and
wouldn't last on the farm there, Denny.
no, Dad, no, he wouldn't.
I put my arm around his shoulder and
Yeah,
we walk off into the sunset.
yeah. You go home, the rather moonlight that still exists right now. Um, go home and Yeah, then the rest of the world will always have some form of a lycanthroped being out, whether it's a wolf, a tiger, a raven, a rat, a bear.
I watched a Were Raven. Oh man, oh man,
Where ravens are strange.
I can imagine. But yes, oh man, and
But
we live
yeah,
happily ever after, I guess.
sort of.
Unless Steve comes for dinner.
But yeah, that is this particular one shot. What'd you think?
I think that was a ton of fun. I thought I was on the ropes until Steve turned the tide with his poison flood there. Uh,
Yeah.
it was it's funny, like, because again, sort of going back to this idea that I am, you classify me as an expert, but I don't feel as an expert, right? Because I still haven't quite, as people who are more experienced probably will have picked up on, I still haven't quite mastered the what we call in tabletop wargaming is the action economy.
Right.
Right. Especially sort of like as a one person playing, right? Because it's like every turn I'm like, there's only so much I can do. And like the DM has like three others. I'm like, but if this were a party, right?
Hmm.
Like it feels like it's very much built around that, like that.
Yeah. Usually it tend usually and that's kind of why I like doing these things as a one-off thing. I like doing these like D&D experts and D&D beginners as a one-off thing, because you don't want a whole campaign where you're just one person. You're
No.
fighting all these people. And
And
so I
it's
tend to like doing just like one shots and like making sure that I level it right and all that.
Yeah, and it was kind of on me not to think to try and interact with the environment more. But also that's where the weird action economy comes in, because all of that, like that Steve was doing, right? Like all that took like an action. So, in retrospect, I see now what I should have been doing, but you know, now
Yeah,
I learn, right? Like I understand that concentration spells in a sort of a contained environment like this are kind of a liability. Um,
yeah. But with spellcasters is a live and learn type of um class.
yes, very much so.
Um, I
Man,
think that's why a lot of people will like be like, I want to be a warlock, and then never play a warlock again.
really? Okay.
Yeah, it
I,
tends to be the class that people don't like because it has the least. You only use spell slots at the highest level.
Yeah, and you only get like four of them. So
Yeah, but you get them back after every short rest, not after every long rest.
yeah, see, that's funny because like a warlock really appeals to me. Like if I
Hmm.
get the chance to
It's
play
it's
again,
good and bad in both qualities.
yeah. It's also why like I was appealed to like when I the first player like first time I ever played D&D,
Hmm.
I played a cleric.
Yeah,
Um,
that. Hmm.
but it was a level one cleric, so I had like no spells. Because our DM started off level one, so I'm like, okay, I don't really count that as a spellcaster. But then I played a higher level paladin, and I sort of wanted to intentionally start at that middle ground.
Yeah, yeah. That tends to be I rarely start people at level one if I'm doing a campaign.
Yeah, and you've actually given me great advice in my campaign about where to
Hmm.
start people's level, and that has worked out. I've seen that work out very well.
Yeah,
Actually, we have our third or fourth session coming up this Saturday.
glad that
Uh,
it's working out for you.
I am glad it's working out too, but I think it worked out very well with the starting like leveling up immediately, because it gave people I gave them a taste for this is how it works, this is what I want to do, and then people came back and we went through the leveling up process at the beginning of the session.
That
Um,
that's so great.
yeah, and it was fun. It was like, oh, well, one person came and was like, well, I knew I wanted to be this, and then someone sat down at the table was like, I don't even know what to do. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna explore this together, and it's gonna get you jazzed, and you should pick your spells, right? It was great. So hopefully we can carry some of that over into the next session.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the first D&D experts thing I've ever done. I hope to do more of these. I know a couple more people that I'm planning to do this with, but just depends on scheduling, as
It
with
does.
all of these. Thank you so much for doing this. This has been really fun, and we're gonna end the video here. Bye.
See you guys. Thanks, Trevor.